Welcome to Fukirat Online School. I am Shubh Kumar Das, Assistant Teacher English at Attagat Keramud Ali Pilot Secondary School, Fukirhat, Bagirhat. And dear students, I hope you are sound and safe, and I am also fine. And today I will discuss an important topic, a fundamental grammar class on verb. In my last class, I will discuss about verb. In my last class, I discussed about verb, especially non-finite verb. Non-finite verb. Non-finite verb. Non-finite verb. Today, I will discuss finite verb. Finite verb. Okay, dear students, open your notebook and take a pen to note it down. And finite verb. My today's topic, finite verb. Dear students, without finite verb we cannot make any sentences. So finite verb is a fundamental issue to make a sentence. So dear students, note it down, our today's topic, finite verb. So what is finite verb? In my previous class I discussed what is finite verb. Today I will also again write it down. Finite verb. A verb that completes a species of a sentence and which is limited by number and person of subject and changes its form according to the rules of tenses is called finite verb. Finite verb. So dear students, please note it down. So what is finite verb? A verb that completes a species of a sentence and which is limited by number and person of subject and changes its form according to the rules of tenses is called finite verb. So I hope you have noted it down. Okay, dear students, now see some examples of finite verb. See some examples of finite verb, and then I hope you will understand finite verb. Okay. Rina reads a book. Rina reads a book. Srija plays chess. Likhon writes a letter. Okay, dear students, look these three examples of finite verb. In the first sentence, Rina reads a book. Here, the finite verb is reads. This is a simple present tense and subject is third person singular number. That's why verb plus is or es. So this verb is a finite verb. The second sentence is Srija plays chess. Srija, this is also an example of present or simple tense or simple present tense. That's why Srija third person singular number, verb plus is or es. And the third sentence, Likhon writes a letter. Here, Likhon third person singular number, verb plus is or es. So all these verbs are finite verbs. So dear students, now we'll go to the classification of finite verb. Finite verb. Usually finite verb can be classified into two types. Finite verb can be classified into two types. What are they? I hope you know. They are principal verb, principal verb, and second one auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb. So, dear student, finite verb can be divided into two types. They are principal verb and auxiliary verb. We can say this verb as main verb. And this verb, this is helping verb. So finite verb can be divided into two types: principal verb, and that is also called main verb, and auxiliary verb is also called helping verb. So dear students, come to the point. Principal verb. Principal verb. Okay, now note it down. What is principal verb? The verb that expresses the meaning of a sentence. The verb that expresses the meaning of a sentence without the help of other verb or verbs is called principal verb or main verb. Principal verb or main verb. Dear students, look at the whiteboard and see the definition of principal verb. Here, principal verb is a verb, the verb that expresses the meaning of a sentence without the help of other verb or verbs is called principal verb or main verb. So this is the definition of a principal verb. Now see some examples. See some examples of principal verb. I read in class 10. In this sentence, this verb read, well, this sentence has only one verb and it clearly expresses the meaning of the speech or sentence. That's why this verb is an example of principal verb. In the next example, they make a garden. They make a garden. Here, this verb make is the principal verb. We learn. We learn English grammar. Here, learn. So in these three examples, we have already noticed three principal verbs. In the first example, read. Second example, make. And the third example, learn. We learn English grammar. Okay, dear student, I hope you have understood principal verb. Now, come to the point, auxiliary verb. Okay, dear students, I hope you have noted it down on your notebook. Now I am erasing these examples and come to the point, auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb. What is auxiliary verb? Helping verb, auxiliary or helping verb. Dear students, a verb that helps a principal verb. That helps a principal verb to express the meaning of a speech or sentence according to to the rules of tenses is called auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb. So dear students, note it down. So what is auxiliary verb? Auxiliary verb, a verb that helps a principal verb, to express the meaning of a speech or a sentence according to the rules of tenses is called auxiliary verb. Now, dear students, look some examples of auxiliary verb. I am reading a book. In this sentence, I am reading. This is an example of present continuous tense. And here am. This is an auxiliary verb. And this verb is principal verb. Next one, I can erase this. Okay, dear students, he does not tell a lie. Here, this verb is the example of an auxiliary verb. This is principal verb. So I hope, dear students, you will clear and your concept of auxiliary verb is very clear now. And now I will go to the classification of auxiliary verb. Dear students, how many types of auxiliary verbs? So please note it down. Auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb can be classified into major two types. So what are they? They are, first one, primary auxiliary. Primary auxiliary. Primary auxiliary, and second one, modal auxiliary. Modal auxiliary. So dear students, please note it down, the types of auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verb can be classified into these two types, primary auxiliary and modal auxiliaries. So first one, primary auxiliary. This primary auxiliary verb can be divided into another three types. First one, verb to be. Then, dear students, first one, verb to be, that contains am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. Okay, primary auxiliary can be divided into these three types. verb to be. That includes am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. Okay. Second one, verb to do. Verb to do. Verb to do includes do, does, did. And third one, verb to have. Verb to have. Okay, dear students, primary auxiliary can be classified into these three types: verb to be, verb to do, and verb to have. Okay, verb to have includes have, has, had. So I hope you will clear about primary auxiliaries. Primary auxiliary can be divided into these three types. Please note it down. This is very, very important in your next reading part. This is an important class for secondary level students. So primary auxiliary can be divided into these three types. They are verb to be, verb to do, and verb to have. I hope you have finished and noted it down on your khata. Now I can erase this. Dear learners, come to the point. Modal auxiliaries. Modal auxiliaries may include shall, should, will, would, may, might, can, could. Shall, should, will, would, may, might, can, could, let, must, need, dare, want to, used to, etc. Okay, dear students, these all are modal auxiliaries. Modal auxiliary includes shall, should, will, would, may, might, can, could, let, must, need, dare, ought to. I hope you have understood auxiliary verb. Okay, dear students, now we'll back to principal verb. Principal verb. Principal verb and its classification. Principal verb. Principal verb, how many types of principal verbs? Principal verb can be divided into two types. And what are they? Dear student, please, can you tell me the types of principal verb? I hope you know. Principal verb can be divided into two types, and they are transitive verb and intransitive verb. First one, transitive. Transitive verb And second one, intransitive verb. Intransitive verb. In Bengali version, transitive verb Shakarmok Kriya. Shakarmok Kriya. And the Bengali version of intransitive verb Akarmok Kriya. Akarmok Kriya. Dear students, the verb that has an object is called transitive verb. This is very simple to you. And transitive verb, I will give you a note that in major cases, intransitive verb has no passive forms. Intransitive verbs has no passive form in major cases. Sometimes we can make it as passive voice. Sometimes. In maximum time, intransitive verb has no passive form. Okay, dear students, come to the point, transitive verb. So what is transitive verb? What is a verb, transitive verb? A verb that denotes an action. That denotes an verb that denotes an action with passes on from subject to object is called transitive verb. This is the definition of transitive verb. A verb that denotes an action which passes on from subject to object. Which passes on from subject to object is called transitive verb. Now, look some examples of transitive verb. In a word, we can say that transitive verb, the verb that has an object, or that must need an object to express the meaning of the sentence is called transitive verb. So, what is transitive verb? In my word, transitive verb is a verb needs an object to express the real meaning of the sentence. So, dear students, I bought a pen. I bought a pen. Which I bought a pen. So here a pen is an object. So this word is a transitive verb. So dear students, I will show you another example. I bought Rohim a shirt. I bought Rohim a shirt. In this example, verb bought, and this is an example of simple past tense. Here I subject. Whom I bought a shirt? Rohim. So this is an object. And which I bought? A shirt. So in this sentence, two objects are here, and this is indirect object. In Bengali version, Byaktibachok. That's why indirect object. And it's in Bengali version Bostubachok. That's why direct object. So in this example, we can see two objects in a verb. So this verb is the example of a transitive verb. So I hope you have understood what is transitive verbs and what the uses of transitive verbs. So dear students, come to the point, intransitive verb. So what is intransitive verb and examples of intransitive verbs? Intransitive verb. Intransitive verb. Okay, dear students, a verb. So what is intransitive verb? Please note it down. A verb that denotes an action which doesn't pass one to object is called intransitive verb. Intransitive verb. So dear students, look at the whiteboard and write down it on your notebook. What is intransitive verb? My point of view, intransitive verb. So what is intransitive verb? A verb that denotes an action which doesn't pass one to object is called intransitive verb. In a word, we can say intransitive verb is a verb that doesn't need an object to express the real meaning of the sentence. That is called an intransitive verb. Now, look some examples of intransitive verb. I walk. In the morning. I walk in the morning. Here, in the morning, this is a place. Time. This is time. Sorry. I walk in the morning. Here, there is no object, and this verb needs no object. That's why this verb is an example of intransitive verb. I hope you will clear. I will show you another example. The baby is crying. This is an example of present continuous tense. Here the baby, this subject and this verb. There is no object in this sentence. This verb is an example of intransitive verb. Cry. Okay, dear student, I hope you have understood the classification of verbs altogether. So, I hope you will be benefited by this class, and this is a fundamental class on English grammar, and I have tried my best to teach you. I hope you will be benefited by this class, and please stay home and be safe and practice more and more. I hope you will gather a very good command over this verb as well as English grammar. Thank you very much. Thank you for the participation in this online class. And usually, as usual, I am very happy to get a chance to take a class on Fokrat Online School, and thanks to Fokrat Online School, and especially Dulal sir and Shazal sir. Thank you very much. Thank you both.